Allah Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Please for our deceased, the gift of Fatiha. Let's send them the blessings of 2 Qurans on behalf of all of our marhum. Is that better? Wa Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat. Please for our deceased, the gift of Fatiha. Let's send them the blessings of 2 Qurans on behalf of all of our marhum. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Every praise to Allah, Lord of the worlds, the most beneficent, most merciful. Master of the day of judgment, I serve only you. I beseech your help in everything that I do. Keep me on the straight path, the path that is true, the path of those who have gained favors by you, not the path of those who have earned your wrath, nor those who deviated from your guided path. Surah Ikhlas. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, most merciful. Say Allah is, the singular numeral. There's nothing but Allah we need in this world. He begets not, nor begotten is He. Allah is the only OG. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Allahu samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, most merciful. Say Allah is, the singular numeral. There's nothing but Allah we need in this world. He begets not, nor begotten is He. Allah is the only OG. May Allah send blessings on Muhammad's family. May He quickly return my living Imam to me. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. First, I want to offer condolences to Bibi Fatima Zahra on the start of the holy month of Muharram. I want to offer condolences to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. I want to offer condolences to Hazrat Ali alayhi salam on the start of the month of Muharram. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. And to my brothers and sisters, my aunties and uncles, sincere condolences on the beginning of this month of Muharram. May Allah give us the strength to do the type of ibadat that He put mankind on earth to do. May Allah give us strength to do the kind of ibadat that the angels watch and are envious of us, because only we can do this type of ibadat. May Allah give us strength to do the type of ibadat that after the 10th of Muharram we're exhausted from being emotionally and mentally drained from giving these 10 days the respect it deserves. And I tell you, even if we do that, we're still not going to give it the respect it deserves. These are sacred days, and we're lucky to have these days. I was talking to Brother Arif earlier, and he said that when Hazrat Ibrahim made the call for Hajj, Allah sent the sound to everybody to come and do pilgrimage at Makkah, except for those who weren't lucky enough to hear the call. We're here. We're lucky enough to at least have one day where we're going to talk about Imam Hussein, one day where we're going to remember him. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. You know, I'm going to tell you guys something. Our Imam is coming on Ashura. Our Imam is coming on Ashura. It's in Riwayat. It says Ashura, Bakra Eid. There's a couple other days when it's probably going to come, right? And if you don't think he's coming this Ashura, you don't have faith in Allah. You're not waiting for our Imam. You're hoping he comes later because you're not ready for him. The world is ready for him. Do you see what's going on? My brothers and sisters, my aunties and uncles, look at what's going on in the world. Things that we've been talking about for 30 years, this is going to happen, and that's going to happen, and it's all happening now. Our Imam is coming. And we need to be the type of people that have been waiting for him. And if you haven't been waiting for him up until today, let's start waiting for him now. Let's start waiting for him now, because he's worth it, and because that's our duty. And let's teach everybody that our Imam is coming. And let's give them strength through the hypocrisy and the lies and the deceit and the violence that's going on. And let them know that, you know what? We are the Shia. We're the people of peace. We're the people who will stand up for peace even when there's violence going on all around us, even to our death, to make sure that the world is never devoid of goodness. Because we're the people of Fatima, right? And this Muharram, let's put it all on the line. I want to start actually with the praise of Allah. We should always start with the praise of Allah. Bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad sallallahu
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. All praise be to He who is uncreated. All praise to He who is better than anticipated, whose allegiance can never be traded. The creator of darkness and light. It is He who is worshipped day and night. He is everywhere, yet He is unseen. He is the creator of the blessed 14. He is the only originator, the only creator there has ever been. He is perfect, merciful, He is mighty, and He is beneficial. He gives us everything and needs nothing in return. He is the giver of knowledge and the originator of anything we learn. His kingdom is endless. He is always with us. He is our friend who never leaves us friendless. He sees us even when we cannot find ourselves. He sent His message and then guidance with Immaculate 12. He then guided us with the Immaculate 12 and overlooks our shortcomings. Without Him, I am nothing. Without Him, I am less than nothing. Because without Him, there could not even be nothing. Because even nothingness is a creation of His. We can contemplate Him for hours and hours and still be in awe of the smallest recognition of Him. Yet He is more familiar to us than our organs within. It is He who is the OG, yet He will never be outdated. He provides sustenance to everything and everyone, even the most hated. So my Lord, please forgive me for all the times I've deviated. On my behalf, O Allah, please send your blessings on Prophet Muhammad and his family. And you please return my living Imam to me. Bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad salawat. Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Today's program is going to be mostly in English. As I will say, with no disrespect to the Arabic language, giving it the highest level of respect that's the language we're supposed to learn and recite Quran and du'as in. Sometimes we recite the du'as in English, so it hits a different part of our heart. And so we can contemplate the words differently in our native tongue. And so today, going into Muharram, I think, and if anyone has an objection, please let me know. But, we're going to have most of the Hadith Qissa, Dua Kumail in English, Surah Jummah, and the rest of the surahs will be done in Arabic. So, we're going to start, I was talking to brother Muhammad Ayan Ali, and he was telling me that I thought there were going to be more people coming, right? And so when we start with Hadith Qissa, Allah's going to send all the angels down to take part in this program with us, and inshallah, as I was told by my mother and my father, and they were told by their mother and their father, Bibi Fatima al-Zahra is going to come and listen to us as well, because we're going to be speaking of her son. Bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad salawat. Another loud salawat for the recitation of Surah.
سورة الجمعة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يسبح لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض الملك القدوس العزيز الحكيم. هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي الضلال مبين. وآخرين منهم لما يلحقوا بهم وهو العزيز الحكيم. ذلك فضل الله يؤتيه من يشاء والله ذو الفضل العظيم. مثل الذين حملوا توراة ثم لم يحملوها كمثل الحمار يحمل أسفارا بئس مثل القوم الذين كذبوا بآيات الله والله لا يهدي قوم الظالمين. قل يا أيها الذين هادوا إن زعمتم أنكم أولياء لله من دون الناس فتمنوا الموت إن كنتم صادقين ولا يتمنونها أبدا بما قدمت أيديهم والله عليم بالظالمين. قل إن الموت الذين تفرون منه فإنه ملاقكم ثم تردون إلى عالم الغيب والشهادة فينبئكم بما كنتم تعملون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون. وإذا قضيت الصلاة فانتشروا في الأرض وابتغوا من فضل الله واذكروا الله كثيرا لعلكم تفلحون. وإذا رأوا تجارة أو لهوا انفضوا إليها وتركوك قائما قل ما عند الله خير من اللهو ومن التجارة والله خير الرازقين. آج بلند صلوات. Another loud salawat.
Bawaz buland salawat. Hadith Kisa. O Allah, send your blessings on Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. In the name of Allah, the All-Beneficent, the All-Merciful. Fatima Zahra, the daughter of the Prophet, peace be upon them, is thus related an event. My father, the Prophet of Allah, came to my house one day and said to me, "Peace be upon you, Fatima." I replied, "Upon you be peace." He then said, "I feel a weakness in my body." I said, "May Allah protect you from all weaknesses, Father." He said, "Fatima, please bring the Yemeni cloak and cover me with it." So I brought the Yemeni cloak and I covered him with it. Then I looked at him and I saw that his face was shining like a moon with his glory and splendor. After a while, my son Hassan came in. La Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wajil farajah, and said, "Peace be upon you, mother." I replied, "Upon you be peace, O light in my eyes and the light in my heart." He then said, "O mother, I smell a fragrance so sweet and so pure as that of my grandfather, the Prophet of Allah." I replied, "Yes, your grandfather is underneath the cloak." Hassan went near the cloak and said, "Peace be upon you, my grandfather, the Prophet of Allah. May I enter the cloak with you?" He replied, "Upon you be peace, my son, and the master of my foundation. You are given permission to enter." So Hassan entered the cloak with them. After a while, my Hussein came in and said, "Peace be upon you, mother." I replied, "Upon you be peace, O light of my eyes and the light of my heart." He then said, "O mother, I smell a fragrance so sweet and so pure as that of my grandfather, the Prophet of Allah." I replied, "Yes, your grandfather and your brother are underneath the cloak." Hussein stepped towards the cloak and said, "Peace be upon you, my grandfather, the chosen of Allah. May I enter the cloak with you?" He replied, "Upon you be peace, my son, and etiquette of my followers, you are given the permission to enter." So Hussein entered the cloak with them. After a while, Salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wajil. After a while, Abul Hasnan Ali ibn Abi Talib came in and said, "Peace be upon you, O daughter of the Prophet." I replied, "Upon you be peace, O father of Hassan and the commander of faithful." He then said, "O Fatima, I smell a fragrance so sweet and so pure as that my brother and my cousin, the Prophet of Allah." I replied, "Yes, he is underneath the cloak with your two sons." So Ali went near the cloak and said, "May peace be upon you, O Prophet of Allah. May I enter the cloak with you?" He replied, "Upon you be peace, my brother and my successor. My successor and my standard bearer, you are given permission to enter." So Ali entered the cloak with them. Then I stepped forward. Ma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Then I stepped forward and said, "Peace be upon you, my father, O Prophet of Allah. May I enter the cloak with you?" He replied, "Upon you be peace, my daughter. O part of myself, you are given the permission to enter." So I entered the cloak with them. Getting together underneath the cloak, my father, the Prophet of Allah, held the two ends of the cloak and raised his right hand towards the heavens and prayed, "O Allah, these are the people of my household, Ahlul Bayt. They are my companions and my supporters. Their flesh is my flesh, and their blood is my blood. Whoever hurts them hurts me too. Whoever displeases them displeases me too. I am at war with those who are at war with them. I am at peace with those who are at peace with them. I am the enemy of their enemies, and I am the friend of their friends. They are from me, and I am from them. O Allah, bestow your blessings, beloveds, forgiveness, and your pleasure upon me and upon them, and keep them away from any impurities and flaws, and keep them thoroughly purified. Then the Lord Almighty Allah said, O angels, O residents of my heavens, verily I have not created the erected sky, the stretched earth, the illuminated moon, the bright sun, the rotating planets, the flowing seas, and the sailing ships, but for the love of the fire underneath the cloak. Jibreel, the trusted angel, asked, Who are underneath the cloak? The Almighty answered, There are the household of the Prophet and the assets of prophethood. There are Fatima, her father, her husband, and her two sons. Jibreel said, O Lord, may I fly to earth to be the sixth of them? Allah replied, Yes, you are given the permission. Jibreel, the trusted, landed near them and said, Peace be upon you, O Prophet of Allah. The All Highest conveys His peace on you and His greetings, and says, By my honor and glory, O angels, the residents of my heavens, verily I have not created the erected sky, the stretched earth, the illuminated moon, the bright sun, the rotating planets, the flowing seas, and the sailing ships. But for your love, for your sake and love, and Allah has given me permission to enter the cloak with you. May I join you, O Prophet of Allah? The Prophet replied, And peace be upon you, O trusted bearer of Allah's revolutions. You are granted the permission. So Jibreel entered the cloak with us, and said to my father, Allah sends His revolutions to you. Verily, Allah's desire is to keep you away from any impurities and flaws, O people of household Ahlul Bayt, and keep you thoroughly purified. Then Ali said, Salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa Jafar. Then Ali said to my father, O Prophet of Allah, tell me, what significance has Allah given for getting together underneath the cloak? The Prophet replied, By whom who rightfully appointed me a prophet and chose me a messenger for the salvation of mankind, whenever and wherever an assembly of our followers and friends mention this event, Allah will bestow on them His blessings and mercy. Angels will encircle them, asking Allah the remission of their sins until the assembly disperses. So Ali said, Verily by the Lord of the Kaaba, we and our followers are the winners. Then my father replied, By Him who rightfully appointed me a prophet and chose me a messenger for the salvation of mankind. Whenever and wherever an assembly of our followers and friends mention this event, there shall remain none grief, but Allah will remove his grief. There shall remain none distress, but Allah will dispel his distress. There shall remain none wish seeker, but Allah will grant his wish. Ali, peace be upon him, said, Then we have won and attained pleasure. I swear by Allah, soul of our adherents, they have won and attained pleasure in this world and in the hereafter. I swear by the Lord of the Kaaba, who Allah send your blessings on Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. Salawat.
Another, another loud salawat. One more very loud salawat so the angels see the light shining from the earth. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa Jafar. If only we could talk about as much as we want, but if only we understood how lucky we are to have the opportunity to sit here and recite salawat on this day. How much that's going to mean one day when our eyes are actually open and we actually see what the reality is, what the value of our love for the house of Prophet Muhammad is. Bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad salawat. Qasim and Ali outside, I was going to talk about the ethics of Muharram that brother and sister Irfan asked me to do. And I think it's good if everyone's in here. Loud salawat. Bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad salawat. Let's do a Fatiha for all of our marhum. Each one of us here have people who we lost on this night of Muharram. Let's on their behalf, let's do two Fatiha. We'll do a Fatiha for Kul Mu'minin Mu'minat, and after that, on their behalf, we'll do a Fatiha for Shahid Karbala. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. A couple of quick announcements. Tomorrow will be our first Muharram program officially. Today is, obviously the first of Muharram, and we're having a program for Muharram, but our regularly scheduled Muharram program will start tomorrow at 7:30. We're going to have the English program followed by Maghrib Namaz at Maghrib time, which today was around 8:27, 8:30ish. We started, we gave us on. And that will take us to, about 9 p.m. when we'll start the Marcia Salam program. Actually, the Hadith Kisa, followed by the Marcia Salam program and the Urdu Majlis will start at that time. The 6th of July will be the day of Ashura. And so that will be the 10th of Muharram. Bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad sallallahu
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Another love salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wajhu farjum. I took a little bit of time to make sure everybody was listening, because I was asked by one of my aunties to speak about what we should do in Muharram, the ethics of Muharram, right? And I think it's really important that we do that, because we're now in Bibi Fatima's house, right? And as soon as we walk through those doors for Muharram, we are in Bibi Fatima's house. She's here with us, and if she was in a room sitting on the floor, we would not be sitting in a chair. And if we were sitting on the floor, our feet would not be pointing towards her. So we'd make sure we're very cautious of how we sit and how we act, right? I'm sure people have heard this their entire life, and I know my father used to tell me, he said, look, if you can't cry, you act like you're crying. You make a face like you're crying. And if you make a face like you're crying and you can't, and that's not enough, then you make voices like you're crying, right? It's your responsibility to help the azadari of everybody around you. And if your persona, if what you do, the way you act, helps somebody get in that, then that's the best thing you could do, right? And so for these 10 days, that's what should be our goal. Not just to inspire ourselves, but to inspire each other, right? We should come and we should pray namaz together. We should come and, ask questions and talk about, especially in this time right now, right? We need to understand what Imam Hussein did in Karbala, because we need to do that now, right? We need to understand what he didn't just stand there and walk into slaughter. There was a thought process, and there was a lesson, and there was an inspiration behind everything he did. And that's something we need to do right now, and we need to engulf it right now. And we need to make ourselves stronger by making ourselves weaker for our Imam. What I mean by that is, take the gloves off, take the shyness away, right? We should be ready to cry in front of everybody as loud as we can. We should be ready to say salawat as loud as we can. Even if somebody thinks we're crazy, why is he screaming it? Why? So the angels could hear us. Why? So the person next to me will hear the passion in it, right? There's no shyness in this masjid when we're going to cry for Imam Hussein, right? I talked to Brother Hassan today, and I said, look, let's give it everything we have, because I'm being honest with you. I would, inshallah, this is the Ashura that our Imam's going to return to us. He's been gone for so long, we're so ignorant, we don't even know what that means. We don't even know what that means, but that confusion and that stress we have every day, and that incomplete feeling we have when we wake up and we go to sleep, that's the absence of our Imam. That's the absence of our Imam, and until we're ready for him, Allah's not going to return him to us. So let's get ready for him. Period. There's no excuses. This is 10 days for us. In 1 second, your life could change with the proper salawat and asking Allah for forgiveness and thanking Him. Your life and your generations after you and before you, fate could change just with that one act. And let's be ready to submit and do that and embarrass ourselves. And in to show you that I'm ready to do that, I want to come here and I want to deliver this poem that I had never said out loud, and I've been working on it, and I'm really embarrassed to come and do this on the mic in front of everybody, but I want to show you how much you should give your heart, and if it's going to sound ridiculous and you guys are going to laugh at me, so be it. This is written with the love of Imam Hussein in my heart. It's a saga. La salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. This is the saga of Ashura, the tragedy of Karbala. The saga of Ashura, the tragedy of Karbala. La ilaha illallah, the tragedy of Karbala. Medina, the city, the prophet of God. New government, violence and fraud, not fit for a king, not fit for a dog. Yazid full agreed, true tyrant indeed, alleged from Hussein what he would need. The coward he ordered a new decree, death to the lovers of Hazrat Ali, erasing the map to the gate of knowledge, making enemies instead of paying homage, threats of violence to the king of peaceful, letters from Kufans promised to be faithful. Thousands of letters from Kufa came, begging leadership from Imam Hussein. He saved the leather and gathered his brethren, left a blessed city his family resided in. He opposed a false king without even fighting in. Women, children, 16 of his brothers. Allah is the greatest, and these are his lovers. The saga of Ashura, the tragedy of Karbala. The saga of Ashura, the tragedy of Karbala. La ilaha illallah, the tragedy of Karbala. It is as much pain. I begin to explain the story of Suhra, the daughter of Hussein. She was so sick, when she stands, she'd faint. Fever so high, but the girl didn't cry. No tears from her eyes. Why? She was scared her family would leave her in Medina lonely. Sama Banin and Bibi Suhra only. To Akbar she cried that she would meet his bride and he would marry her. And she would die alone at home, no one to bury her. Oh, how she'd miss her baby brother, Oscar. It hurt the worst. She took care of him since birth. Just when she thought all hope was lost, she called her mighty uncle, Ya boss, Ya boss. There was nothing even he could do. The little girl was too sick to move. He said, my niece Suhra, I have a favor to ask of you. Stay behind with Salma and watch my mother, Banin, too. The very next day, Suhra watched while her family, they walked away. Her father Hussein would turn, smile and wave, but eventually the smile would fade. Abu Abdullah was so grief-stricken. When his daughter Suhra could no longer see them, he stopped the caravan. He could no longer hide. He stood there for minutes and he cried and cried. His daughter Suhra, she resembled his mother, looked like Bibi Fatima more than any other. Even the Almighty Allah couldn't bear to see her grandmother's face without her chadar. The saga of Ashura, the tragedy of Karbala. The saga of Ashura, the tragedy of Karbala. La ilaha illallah, the tragedy of Karbala. First stopper, Holy Kaaba, House of Allah, City of Makkah, the birthplace of the Muslim Ummah. They would soon be here to perform Hajj, but Hussein, you have our hearts, but the sword's against you. This is Makkah, don't you know? No harm to Allah's creatures, not even a mosquito. But rules didn't matter to evil Yazid, so he sent the assassins to kill Hussein, though Hussein will not be killed in secrecy. No bloodshed in the holy city. So on the 7th of Zulhijjah, he circled the Kaaba. He completed the Ummah between Safa and Marwa. He told the Ummah the house of the Prophet was leaving for Kufa. Saga of Ashura, the tragedy of Karbala. Saga of Ashura, the tragedy of Karbala. La ilaha illallah, the tragedy of Karbala. The Kufans, oh the Kufans, they called Hussein, they said they were Muslims. They wrote him letters. He had the proof in. He sent his cousin, the mighty Muslim. He had 2 sons and he took them with him to pray with Muslims. Went to the Masjid Kufa, Hani Urwa. He came there to pray with Muslims and the other Muslims. But the people of Kufa abandoned Muslim through Hani Urwa. Off of the roof, the blessed Masjid Kufa. They hunted Muslim and his 2 Muslims. And when they caught him, oh how they fought him. This was the nephew of Allah's lion who you think taught him. They couldn't stop him. Hundreds of soldiers, Muslim was bolder. They started a fire, they let it smolder. You see the Kufans couldn't stop Muslim, but then the smoke it started to choke him. The Kufans killed him, they never broke him. They found his 2 sons, they killed his children. The news was sent to Imam Hussein and he mourned the death of his cousin Muslim. He took Ruqayya into his lap and he told the little girl she was an orphan. This is the saga of Ashura, the tragedy of Karbala. Saga of Ashura, the tragedy of Karbala. La ilaha illallah, the tragedy of Karbala. They walked and they walked until the horses stopped. Another horse was mounted above Abdullah on top. But horse number 2, it still wouldn't move. He mounted 7 horses, but all of them refused. What is this land? Imam Hussein bent over, he touched it with his hand, lifted up a fist full of mud. It all made sense now. He told Zainab, you see this dirt in my hand, it smells like my blood. This is the land our grandfather spoke of, Karbala, land of Raat. The local tribe calls it Nainawa. The son of Fatima Jummah, he purchased the land, 70 grand, cash in hand. He gathered the local tribe, men, women, and children. He gifted the land he purchased right back to them. He said, I ask you that you please bury me, my family, and my companions. After I die, my lovers will cry and visit me at this place. I ask that you welcome them, feed them, and allow them to grieve for 3 days, because this is the saga of Ashura, the tragedy of Karbala. Saga of Ashura, the tragedy of Karbala. La ilaha illallah, the tragedy of Karbala. Ashura was here. With Ali Akbar's Fajr Azan, the voice of Muhammad filled the air. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Clouds of arrows darkened the skies. The thunderous cries, Alatash, Alatash, from the children with the dry eyes. No water for 3 days. How did they survive it? Ali Asghar had no milk. His blessed mother too dehydrated. They spent their life preparing for the strike, yet it was worse than anticipated. But the family of the Lady of Light would never be eradicated. The rival of Husn Zabib, Lady Zainab, greatly appreciated. Woe on the families of the enemies he annihilated, who made sure they had no water, yet Imam Hussein, he forgave it. Ibn Ziyad's goon squad got word that her sword had been underrated. The young cubs of Zainab, Ona Muhammad, had been separated. Oh, the handsome son of Imam Hassan, Janab Qasim, his body trampled on and mutilated. Nothing was worse than the children's thirst. Sakina's uncle could no longer take it. But even the mighty Abbas had his arms amputated. The image never faded of the son of Ali when he fell from his horse with no arms to break it. An arrow in his eye when his face hit the burning sand of the sacred land where Muhammad's blood was spilt. Zain would remain too sick to be slain, so his father Hussein mounted it. Zuljanah, the mighty horse, the evil soldiers with no remorse, they surrounded it. But atop the saddle, riding into battle, was he whose family was slaughtered like cattle. Yet he would never quit. With the love, the angels from above were watching it. When thousands of soldiers, Hussein was bolder, there was no stopping him. This was the son of God's lion, the champion of the hijab of women. Sacrifice for the love of God hath no limits. The Lord told Hussein to put down his sword, and so he did it. A minion of sin threw a rocket above Abdullah's head, and he hit it. The last of the purified five lay barely alive, but the light of Muhammad continued to shine because no one wanted to kill it. Curses on the evil one, Shimmer bil Joshan. He wanted Hussein dead. The wretched mess sat on the blessed chest. He pulled Imam Hussein's beard, and with 12 strokes, he cut off his head. On the bloody plains of Karbala, the blessed body with no head lay dead. The hijab were snatched off the women's heads. They stole Imam Sajjad's bed. The lioness in black carried her nephew on her back so that Imam could survive. The angels cried and cried, so Allah showed the skies the image of our Imam Mahdi, who is still alive. For the slaughter of Muhammad's daughter, for all 70 Hindu martyrs, he will get revenge. Imam Hussein will never end. We are the nation that Allah promised to send. For the Lady of Light, the matriarch of heaven, Prophet Muhammad's kin, mother of Muhammad, leader of all women. We are the nation of Fatima. And this is the saga of Ashura. Saga of Ashura, the tragedy of Karbala. Saga of Ashura, the tragedy of Karbala. La ilaha illallah, the tragedy of Karbala. Bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And now I wanted to invite Brother Hassan. He's going to recite. He's going to talk a little bit about this blessed time of the year and also recite Dua Kumail for us. Bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad
Salli ala Muhammad.
Thank you, Brother Kumail, for that amazing poem. Alhamdulillah, all praise be to Allah. I begin with the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. We ask that He sends His peace and blessings upon Muhammad and his pure family. Whatever good I say is from Allah's guidance through His final prophet in the Al-Bayt, and whatever I say is wrong or mistaken is from my own deficiency, and I ask Allah's forgiveness for it. I was talking to Brother Kumail today. He asked me, how long is your speech today? I said maybe 10 minutes. Then we got on the conversation of intention. And that's exactly what my speech today is about. It's about intentions. Because if we look about what happened in the plains of Karbala from a worldly point of view, it doesn't make sense. How could the losers be commemorated thousands of years later? It's supposed to be the victors who tell the story. But in this case, it was someone who sacrificed everything, whose story continues on to this day until the end of time. The ones who sold their souls and fought their imam for worldly gains, they are the ones who are forgotten. But the one who sacrificed everything for Allah still lives on. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad wa ajli Muhammad. We continue with this commemoration because the deed was connected to Allah. The intention was with something that is eternal. Value connected to something worldly shrinks, but value connected to Allah is infinite. Imam Hussein alayhi salam did not stand at Karbala for power, for fame, for worldly gain. He stood because his niyyah, his intention was tied directly to Allah, the eternal, the infinite. And everything that is tied to Allah can never die. This is why 1400 years later we gather here, not for a historical figure alone, but for a living message. His martyrdom lives on because it was for Allah. His blood speaks because it flowed for the eternal. His legacy remains because it was rooted in the infinite. Ya Ali. But when we tie our intentions to anything other than Allah, whether it be people, status, wealth, or fleeting emotion, it fades, it shrinks, it dies. Because all things in this world are temporary. Only Allah is everlasting. So as we begin these 10 nights, let us ask ourselves, what are our intentions? Why are we here? Who are we really doing this for? If we connect our hearts and actions to Allah, then our lives, our own lives, our du'as, our tears, our struggles will outlive us, just like the message of Karbala. So this is a quick spoken word I have. It's called Tied to the Eternal, the Intention of Hussein. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajhum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Tonight we do not begin a month. We enter a sacred season of hearts. A season where the sky still mourns and the dust of Karbala still whispers, "Oh Allah, in every trouble that befalls me, you are my trust and my refuge." We gather not to remember death, but to honor a life lived for the eternal. Imam Hussein did not walk towards martyrdom, he walked toward Allah. Every step soaked in sincerity, every breath tied to the infinite, and because his intention was with Allah, his name lives, while kings' names turn to dust. His tears flow while empires vanish, and his love burns while monuments fade. This is the secret of Karbala. Anything for the sake of Allah lives forever. But anything for the sake of dunya shrinks, crumbles, dies. Your wealth may disappear. Your followers may unfollow. Your name may be forgotten. But one whispered intention tied to Allah will echo through the realms of existence. So tonight, let us not cry. Let us realign. Let our grief be worship. Let our tears carry purpose. Let our intentions be Husseini. And know this, dear hearts, the flag that Hussein raised was never meant to fall. It passed through the hands of the Imams, and today it is held by the awaiting one. Imam Mahdi, may Allah hasten his reappearance, does not just remember Karbala, he carries it in his soul. And when he rises, he will not rise with the sword alone, he will rise with the light of Hussein. So mourn, yes, but with the certainty that your tears today water the soul for his return. May our hearts beat with Hussein tonight and march with Mahdi tomorrow. Wa alaikum salam, assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Here we do a Kumail in English. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Is it this one? This one. Allah, Salli Allah. He's gonna put it in there and bring it down. Put it in there. Put it in there.
Please recite a Surah Fatiha for Kumail.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa hajjil farajahum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate. O Allah, I ask you by your mercy, which embraces all things, and by your strength, through which you dominate all things, and toward which all things are humble, and before which all things are lowly, and by your invincibility, through which you overwhelm all things, and by your might, which nothing can resist, and by your tremendousness, which has filled all things, by your force, which towers over all things, and by your face, which subsists after the annihilation of all things, and by your names, which have filled the foundation of all things, and by your knowledge, which encompasses all things, and by the light of your face, through which all things are illumined. O light, O all holy, Ya Nuru, Ya Qudus, Ya Nuru, Ya Qudus, Ya Nuru, Ya Qudus. O first of those who are first, O last of those who are last. O Allah, forgive me those sins which tear apart safeguards. O Allah, forgive me those sins which bring down calamities. Oh Allah, forgive me those sins which alter blessings. Oh Allah, forgive me those sins which hold back supplication. Oh Allah, forgive me those sins which bring down misfortune. Oh Allah, forgive me every sin I have committed and every mistake I have made. Oh Allah, in truth I seek nearness to you, the remembrance of you, and I seek intercession from you with yourself. And I ask you, through your magnificence, to bring me near to your closeness and to provide me with gratitude towards you and to inspire me with your remembrance. Oh Allah, in truth, I ask you with the asking of a submissive, abased, and lowly human being to show me forbearance, to have mercy on me, and to make me satisfied and content with your apportionment and humble in every state. Oh Allah, I ask you with the asking of one whose poverty is extreme, who in difficulties has declared to you his need, and whose desire for what is with you has become great. Oh Allah, your force is tremendous, your place is lofty, and your plan is hidden, your command is manifest, and your dominion and your domination is overwhelming. Your power is unhindered, and escape from your governance is impossible. Oh Allah, I find no forgiver of my sins, no concealer of my ugly acts, and no transformer of any of my ugly acts into good acts but you. There is no God but you. Glory be to you, and yours is the praise. I have wronged myself, and I have been vainly rash in my ignorance, and I have depended upon your enduring remembrance of me and your favor towards me. Oh Allah, oh my protector, how many ugly things you have concealed, how many burdensome tribulations you have alleviated, and how many stumbles you have prevented, and how many ordeals you have repelled, and how much beautiful praise for which I was unworthy you have spread afar. Oh Allah, my tribulation is tremendous, and my bad state is excessive. My good deeds are inadequate, and my shackles have tied me down, and my far-fetched hopes have held me back from my gain. And this world with its delusions, my soul with its offenses, and my procrastination have all deceived me. Oh, my master, I ask you by your might not to let my evil works veil my supplication from you. and not to disgrace me through the hidden things you know of my secrets, and not to speed me to punishment for what I have done in private, my evil acts in secrecy and my misdeeds, and my continuous negligence and my ignorance, my manifold passions and my heedlessness. And by your might, O Allah, be kind to me in all conditions, and be gracious to me in all affairs. My Allah, my God and my Lord, have I any but you from whom to ask removal of my affliction and concern for my affairs? My God and my protector, you decreed a law for me, and yet I obeyed the whims of my own soul and did not guard myself against the allurements of my enemy. So he deceives me with vain hopes, and in doing so, destiny favored him. Therefore, I transgressed the limits you have set for me and disobeyed some of your commands. So yours is the case against me in all of that. I have no argument in what your destiny put into effect through me, nor in what your decree and your tribulation imposed upon me. Now I have come to you, my God, after my shortcomings and my lack of control over myself, offering my excuse, regretful, broken, repentful, asking forgiveness, repenting, acknowledging, submissive, confessing. I cannot flee from that which was done by me, nor any place of escape to which I may turn in my affairs, other than your acceptance of my excuse and your entering me into the breath of your mercy. Oh God, so accept my excuse. Have mercy upon the severity of my affliction and release me from the tightness of my bonds. My Lord, have mercy on the weakness of my body, the thinness of my skin, and the frailty of my bones. O you who gave rise to my creation, to the remembrance of me, to the nurturing of me, to goodness towards me, and to the nurturing of me. Give to me for the sake of your having created me with generosity and your previous goodness to me. O God, my Master and my Lord, can you see yourself tormenting me with your fire after I have professed your unity? And after my heart has embraced the knowledge of you, and my tongue has constantly mentioned the memory of you, and after my conscience has acknowledged your love, and after the sincerity of my confession and my prayer humble before your lordship, far be it from you. You are too generous to let a person go to ways whom you have nurtured, or banish a person whom you have brought close, or drive away a person to whom you have given a haven, or submit a person to tribulation whom you have spared and shown mercy. I wish I had known, my Master, my God, my protector. Will you give the fire dominion over faces falling down prostrate before your tremendousness? And over tongues voicing sincerely the proclamation of your unity and giving thanks to you in praise, and over hearts acknowledging your divinity through verification, and over minds encompassing knowledge of you until they have become humble, and over the parts of the body hurrying to the places of your worship and obedience and beckoning for your forgiveness and submission. No opinion is held of you, nor has such been reported, thanks to your bounty concerning you. O our generous, my Lord, you know my weakness when experiencing a little bit of this world's troubles and punishments, and in the face of those ordeals which happen to its inhabitants. Even these tribulations and ordeals last for only a short time. So how can I endure the tribulation of the next world and the great ordeals that occur within it? For it is a tribulation whose period is long, whose condition endures, and whose sufferers are given no rest. Since it only occurs as a result of your wrath, your vengeance, and your anger. And these cannot be withstood by the heavens and the earth. Oh, Master, so what about me? For I am your weak, lowly, humble, wretched, and miserable servant. My God, my Lord, my Master, my protector, for which things would I complain to you? And for which of them would I lament and weep? For the pain and severity of chastisement, and for the length and period of tribulation. So if you take me to the punishments with your enemies, and gather me with the people of your tribulation, and separate me from your friends and saints, even supposing, my God, my master, my protector, and my Lord, that I am able to endure your chastisement, how can I endure separation from you? And suppose that I am able to endure the heat of your fire, how can I endure not gazing upon your generosity? How can I dwell in the fire while my hope is in your pardon? So by your might, my master and my protector, I swear sincerely, if you leave me with the speech, I will lament to you from among the fire inhabitants with the lamentations of the hopeful. I will cry to you with the cry of those crying for help. I will weep to you with the weeping of the bereft. And I will call to you, where are you, O sponsor of the believers? O goal of the hopes of your knowers. O aid of those who seek assistance. O friend of the hearts of the sincere. And God of all the world's inhabitants. Can you see yourself? Glory be to you, my God, and yours is the praise, hearing within the fire the voice of a servant who has submitted to you, imprisoned there because of his violations, tasting the flavor of his torment because of his disobedience, and confined within its levels because of his sin and crime, while he laments to you with the lament of one hopeful for your mercy, and calls to you with the tongue of those who profess your unity, and pleads with you by your lordship. So, my protector, how should he remain in punishment while he has hope for your previous forbearance and compassion? Or how should the fire cause him pain while he expects your bounty and mercy? Or how should its flames burn him while you hear his voice and see his place? Or how should its roaring flames spread over him while you know his weakness? Or how should he be convulsed amongst its levels while you know his sincerity? Or how should its keepers torture him while he calls out to you, "Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord"? Or how should Ya Rabbi, Ya Rab, Ya Rabbi, Ya Rabbi, Ya Rab. Or how should he have hope in your bounty and freeing him from it while you abandon him within it? Far be it from you. That is not what is expected of you, nor what is well known of your bounty, nor does it resemble the goodness and kindness you have shown to those who profess your unity. So I declare with sincerity, with certainty, that were it not for what you have ordained concerning the punishment of your deniers, and what you have ordained from long ago about the everlasting home of those who stubbornly resist, you would have made the fire, all of it, cold and peaceful, and no one would have an abode or place within it. But you, holy are your names, have sworn that you will fill it with the unbelievers, both jinn and men together, and that you will place those who stubbornly resist in that place forever. And you, majestic is your praise, said at the beginning, and were gracious and kind as a favor. What is he who has been a believer like him who has been ungodly? They are not equal. My God and my master, so I ask you, by the power you have determined, and by the decision which you have determined and imposed, and through which you have overcome him, toward whom it has been put into effect, that you forgive me in this night and at this hour every offense I have committed, and every sin I have performed, and every ugly thing I have concealed, and every foolish deed I have done, whether I have hidden or announced it, or I have concealed it or showed it, and every evil act which you have commanded the noble writers to write, to record, those whom you have appointed to watch over what I do, and whom you have made, along with my bodily parts, witnesses against me. And you were yourself the watcher over me from behind them. and the witness of what is hidden from them. But through your mercy, you concealed it, and through your bounty, you veiled it. And I ask you that you give me an abundant share of every good you send down, or kindness you confer, or goodness you unfold, or provision you spread out, or sin you forgive, or error you cover. My Lord, my Lord, my Lord, Ya Rabbi, Ya Rabbi, Ya Rab, Ya Rabbi, Ya Rabbi, Ya Rab. Ya Rabbi, Ya Rabbi, Ya Rab. My God, my master, my protector, owner of my bondage. Oh, he who grips me by the hair on my forehead. Oh, he who knows my affliction and my misery. Oh, he who is aware of my poverty and destitution. My Lord, my Lord, my Lord. Ya Rabbi, Ya Rabbi, Ya Rab. Ya Rabbi, Ya Rabbi, Ya Rab. Ya Rabbi, Ya Rabbi, Ya Rab. I ask you by your truth and your holiness and the greatest of your attributes and names that you make my times in the night and the day filled with your remembrance and joined to your service and my deeds acceptable to you, so that my deeds and my litanies may all be a single litany, and my occupation with your service everlasting. My master, O he upon whom I depend, O he to whom I complain about my conditions, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord, Ya Rabbi, Ya Rabbi, Ya Rabbi. Ya Rabbi, Ya Rabbi, Ya Rabbi.
Ya Rabbi.
Ya Rabbi, Ya Rab. Strengthen my limbs in your service and fortify my ribs in determination, and give me earnestness in my fear of you and continuity in my being joined to your service, so that I may move easily towards you in the battlefields and hasten to you among the prominent ones, and desire fervently your closeness among the fervently desirous, and move nearer to you with the nearness of the sincere, and fear you with the fear of those who have certitude, and gather with the believers in your vicinity. O God, whoever desires evil for me, desire it for him. Whoever deceives me, deceive him, and make me one of the most excellent of your servants in receiving his portions from you, and the nearest of them in condition to you, and the most elect of them in closeness to you. For no one can obtain that except through your bounty. Grant generously to me through your charity, and incline toward me with your splendor, and protect me with your mercy, and make my tongue remember you without ceasing, and my heart enthralled by your love, and be gracious to me by answering me favorably, and nullify my slips, and forgive my lapses. For you have decreed your worship for your servants, and commanded them to supplicate to you, and assured them that they will be answered. So towards you, my Lord, I have turned my face, and towards you, my Lord, I have extended my hand. So by your might, answer my prayer, and let me attain my wishes. Do not cut off my hopes of your favor, and spare me the evil of my enemies from among the jinn and the men. O he whose pleasure is quickly achieved, forgive he who owns nothing but supplication, for you do what you will. O he whose name is a remedy, and whose remembrance is a cure. Ya Mudistru Dua, Yastru Shafa, Dua, Yatrikudu Shafa, and whose obedience is wealth. Have mercy upon him whose only asset is hope, and whose weapon is tears. O one rich in blessings, O repeller of adversities, O light of those who are alone in the darkness, O knower who was never taught, Bless Muhammad and Muhammad's household, and do with me what is befitting of you. And God bless his messenger and the holy imams of his household, and give them abundant peace. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Please recite a Surah Fatiha for Kullu Mu'mini Mu'minat. When Imam Hussein had received letters from the Kufans offering him safety and begging him to come and lead them as their Imam, Imam Hussein read these letters and he looked at them and he knew who the Kufans were. They were the people who had killed his father. They were the people who turned their back on his family when his sisters had educated their women, when they had sworn allegiance to them and accepted them as the prince and the king on earth and all the heavens. Imam Hussein knew who they were, but he was the Imam and it was his responsibility to go to anybody who calls him. So Imam Hussein sent his cousin, Muslim bin Aqil. He was the son of Aqil, who was the brother of Hazrat Ali alayhi salam. Not just any brother. He was a brother who set up the marriage of al-Baneen with Hazrat Ali alayhi salam. He was the brother of Hazrat Ali alayhi salam, who we are told in Jannat is one of the few people who have wings that he could fly from the first level of Jannat all the way to the seventh, just like Hazrat Hamza, just like Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam. That is who Muslim bin Aqil's father was. And he sent him to Kufa to see what the attitude, what the commitment of the people of Kufa was. And then Muslim was dead. Muslim was dead. Instead of pledging allegiance, the Kufans, they cut off his head. Who would have thought that the one who would stand strong against an army of 500 of soldiers against Ibn Ziyad, before the brave Muslim had been shaheed, he left his two boys, he had two sons, and he left them in care of Qadi, a good friend indeed. Ibn Ziyad, he issued a new decree, a prize as ransom for the capture of Muslim bin Aqil's two sons. The two young boys, they heard about their father's demise. Qadi regretted to tell them that they were in danger and that to leave Kufa. He was so sad to tell them what the people of Kufa had done to his father and that they were orphans. And he told the two boys, he said, you have to leave Kufa. He said, I know a way out. There is a caravan that's leaving for Medina. Go with that caravan and they'll take you to safety. And this man Qadi, the friend of Muslim bin Aqil, he carried the two boys in his own arms to a location where the caravan was about to depart. But the caravan had left too soon. The sky was dark and there was no moon. In the distance, as far as the eye could see, was the outline of the men who had already begun their journey. Qadi told the two boys, he said, run as fast as you can and don't look back. Don't stop until you safely reach the travelers for fear of attack. The two young boys, they start to run as fast as their legs could carry them. The darkness was strange and the new land was very scary to them. The boys ran and they ran. They ran and they ran, but they couldn't run anymore. The children got tired and they needed a rest. So they sat on the floor. A man from Kufa, he saw these two boys, the apple of Muslim's eyes. He remembered the prize and he snatched the boys in his grasp. Back to Kufa was the direction of their next path. You know what he did to them? In a dungeon, the boys were immediately taken. The two young boys had been forsaken. They were all alone, starving and thirsty in a room full of cockroaches. Their beautiful, shining faces were covered in dirt. The two young boys were crying and complaining. They're crying and complaining to each other. And the jailer, he heard. He recognized the boys. He knew they were from the household of the most beloved of the Lord of the worlds. So he unlocked their cell and he pointed them towards the road. He gave them instructions on how they would be able to get back safely to their home. And he let the boys go. Ibn Ziyad had found out about this. He found out the boys had escaped, and he ordered 50 lashes of punishment. The lover of the house of Muhammad died while the punishment was being carried out. The boys, they walked all night, despite their hunger, despite their fright. When the sun came up, they couldn't believe what they would see. They'd been walking and walking all night, but they were still inside the Kufan city. The frightened boys, they climbed up a palm tree to stay out of sight. There was a young maid. She went to go drink from a small lake at the base of the tree, and she was amazed at what she would see in the reflection in the water below. She saw the young boys whose face she did not know. She took them to a woman she knew. Her name was the wife of Harith. She was the lover of the light. She was a woman who, despite the fate of her husband, would do what was right. She cleaned the boys' faces, and she fed their empty stomachs. She put them to sleep at home, and Harith would cometh. He was tired and angry, and he stomped around angrily. What's wrong, my husband? The good woman would implore of he. Listen to what he said. He said, I spent all day looking for the two boys so I would be given a prize. I searched high and low on my horse, and my horse got so tired that he died. The woman was worried, but she did not say a word. She wanted to let the boys rest. The boys, they woke up in the middle of the night, terrified about what they had dreamt. Harith had heard their voices, and he was furious. How is it I spent all day looking for those kids, and they had been in my house? He was curious. He tied the boys' arms, and he tied the boys' feet, and had them sit in the corridor while his wife wept. In the morning, he took the boys to the bank of the Euphrates. He denied the boys their last request to finish morning prayer. Harith, his servant, and his son, he stood up to Harith to make sure no harm would come to the two boys. Harith took out his sword, and he killed the two men, and he beat his wife. The two boys held on to each other, trying to protect their beloved brother's life. The evil man Harith, he took a sword, and he did the unthinkable. He cut the boys' heads off with one stroke, both of the boys, and he threw their bodies into the river. The bodies were still warm as the cart pushed the headless bodies together. Even without their heads, the boys reached out and embraced each other. Ya Allah, please send curses on the killers of Imam Hussein, the children of Imam Hussein, and the companions of Imam Hussein. Ya Allah, please help those who are being tormented and tortured because of the lovers of Hussein. Ya Allah, please bring comfort to the families of those who are being tortured and killed and bombed and kidnapped and starved because they are the lovers of Hussein. Ya Allah, please return our living Imam to us soon. So this torment inside of us and this emptiness and this longingness to stand up and do something about this injustice goes away. Ya Allah, send our Imam to us this very day. Bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad salawat. Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein.
Ya Hussein.
Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein.
Ya Hussein.
Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein.
Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein. चांद मुहर्रम के तू बदली में चला जा, हाय चांद मुहर्रम के तू बदली में चला जा, चांद मुहर्रम के तू बदली में चला जा, हाय चांद मुहर्रम के तू बदली में चला जा। तुझे देख के मर जाए ना, तुझे देख के मर जाए ना, बीमार है सुगरा, चांद मुहर्रम के तू बदली में चला जा, हाय चांद मुहर्रम के तू बदली में चला जा, चांद मुहर्रम के तू बदली में चला जा। तुझे देख के मर जाए ना, तुझे देख के मर जाए ना, بیمار ہے سغرا چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا جا ہے چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا جا گھر زہرا کا لٹنے کی خبر تو نے سنائی تجھے دیکھ کے روتی ہے محرم میں خدائی 1400 برس بیتے 1400 برس بیتے سب کرتے ہیں شکوہ چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا جا چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا جا چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا جا تجھے دیکھ کے مر جائے نا تجھے دیکھ کے مر جائے نا بیمار ہے سغرا چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا جا چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا جا چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا جا ملنے کے لیے بھائی کو بے چین پڑی ہے کب سے علی اکبر کی یہ راہوں میں کھڑی ہے بچڑی ہے یہ مدت سے بچڑی ہے یہ مدت سے اسے تو نہ نظر آئے چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا جا چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا جا تجھے دیکھ کے مر جائے نا تجھے دیکھ کے مر جائے نا بیمار ہے سغرا چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا جا چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا جا گھر زہرا کا لٹنے کی خبر تو نے سنائی تجھے دیکھ کے روتی ہے محرم میں خدائی 1400 برس بیتے 1400 برس بیتے سب کرتے ہیں شکوہ چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا جا چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا جا تجھے دیکھ کے مر جائے نا تجھے دیکھ کے مر جائے نا بیمار ہے سغرا چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا جا یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین یا حسین شبیر کی وہ لاڈلی شبیر کی وہ لاڈلی سینے پہ جو شاکے پلی سینے پہ جو شاکے پلی جس کی ابا بن میں جلی جس کی ابا بن میں جلی منہ پر تماچوں کے نشان مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین یا حسین آواز بلند صلوات
صلی علی محمد